Time passes. The far sail tacks through the endless night. It skims the edges of singularities, dark patches of sundered space where stars once shone. There are more of them of late, but still the journey takes too long. Par Percentil's membrane ripples, distorting with suppressed anxiety. It's not too late. Surely not too late. But what if it is? What if the last star is dead? What if the final world is broken? What if the far sail emerges from the last jump into darkness and silence? What if there is truly no color left? What if Par Percentil dies, slowly, as Faris died, alone in the dark? What if? And then the journey ends. And the approach to O Percentilos begins. The beauty of O Percentilos is without end and without limit. The chromatic seas boil and rise, heavy with meaning and memory and life, flowing like song around the sterile places of knowing. Above the crystal superstructures of the moons dance their intricate lockstep, shimmering with the reflected hues, and far beyond, the great homestar shines. Par Percentilos feels air crystals pulse and resonate in harmony with the ebbs and flows of the birth world and the first and final world. And yet the weapon made by Faris is dark and heavy, and the thought will not escape our mind. What if it's too late? So Par Percentil turns. There's a single light in the black, a light no child of O Percentilos would ever make. The forbidden color shines in the empty sky. When Par Percentil remembers death, the memory is green. It was always too late, and the breaker of worlds is here at last. Par Percentil has never seen the breaker part. No being has and lived. It flexes a distended cavern of thick, opaque skin, ringed by mountains of osseous tissue. Set into that hideous continent, twin pools of green, burning like inverted suns, portals to some unknown horror, waiting after death. The death it brings. Two vast structures of viridian flesh bulge obscenely as they rotate at hideous angles from the central mass. The creature is unlike anything that lives in this cosmos, and yet Percentil knows it well. This is what we have all feared since time began. The grotesque legend that murdered color and light. The green shadow falls. Life ends in terror, in pain. And now that shadow falls across O Percentilos. The soft ethereal tones of the glittering moons warp and distort, shrieking as they shatter. The domes of knowledge burst and fall, millennia of science, of striving and song and sorrow, all wiped from being. 9 billion living souls are extinguished, membranes are ruptured, nuclei shattered like spun glass, biology becomes physics. The world's color burns out and fades, consumed, gone. There is no sound. Par Percentil thinks of a pattern of blue and gold on a decorative walkway eclipsed once never forgotten, of the harmonies ere birth triads sang at air crib, of the tang of the southern sea and the glowing bellies of the skimmers that swam and mated across the surface, of a world of beauty, without end and without limit. But such memories are no longer true. They cannot be in the way ere people understand truth. All evidence for them is gone, so the memories are broken. O Percentilos is broken. Life is broken. All is broken. And the breaker of world has noticed ere grief. Twin tracks of green flame cast their flickering lights across the far sail. Parpacental freezes. The color of death sweeps across the cabin. The vast constellation of meat and bone shifts, rippling and twitching. Parpacental does not understand what the breaker part is doing. There is no frame of reference. Parpacental has never seen a face before. Parpacental has never seen a smile. The ovum in Parpacental's grasp rustles and clicks. The shell throbs, dark and malignant. The tiding fly is listening. Parpacental called it abomination. Now the word has no meaning. All life is broken. All memories are fiction. There is no longer anything to be saved, only knowledge to be gathered. Parpacental secures a manipulator for contact and jettisons it. A piece of air self flies towards the too solid flesh of the breaker part. A means of communication. The tiding fly listens, shifting in its shell, as contact is made. Parpacental expects a monstrous alien presence, burning fire of green rage. But there is nothing. The breaker apart is hollow. Any soul it had is gone. Instead, a vast abyss seems to open beneath air mind, beneath everything, below all. Parpacental is a water drop, tumbling into an endless well. But still, the question must be asked. Why?
I am the one below all. With these hands I break. With this mouth I howl. I devoured the selves that were here in long time past. Now there is I, and only I. I am all-powerful, and my weapon is hate. I've made of this a thing of hate, a hollow shell. A hulk. The mystery frightens and disgusts me. I will kill it, make all as hollow as I, dead and dark as I, and I will be alone.
Alone. The connection breaks. Parpacental breaks with it. Air membrane ruptures and the inner fluid begins to leak, filling the far sail's cabin with a sickly, sweet smell. Outside, the brig of worlds looks to the homestar, and the array of meat pistons jutting from its body stir and writhe. The scale is meaningless to it. It will be as large as it must. In what is left of air disintegrating intelligence, Parpacental understands what it is doing. The breaker part is taking the star in its hands. They are called hands. It is air's last thought. Air remaining manipulators flex and spasm, as if in sympathy. And the shell cracks. The tiding fly is born from death, from the clutching of the manipulators as their host body collapses internally. It lifts its head, heavy with hideous knowledge. And then the last life in the cosmos vanishes on a journey 10 billion years deep. And only the breaker of worlds is left, alone with what is broken. The last star flashes green as it begins to die. In the far past, the knowledge is delivered to eyes that understand it. Yet there is no wave of change, no reordering of events, no wiping away what is. What is remains broken. Color is broken. Light is broken. All is broken. In the dead, deep dark, an immortal Hulk tears the last star from the sky and is alone. All alone.